Doesn't appear to be, no.
It wouldn't necessarily fit the demo, but you never know. It's possible.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. I mean, I'm not familiar. Actually, I do know where the skate park is, but there's a big trail by here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, she had to have either. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a good way out there, frankly, unless she may have gone out there before all of this happened.
Is
Who
that
knows?
possible? Is it possible the water rushed in that quickly and filled up before she could? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
It's possible. I don't know how else she would have gotten out there because that ledge, even part of the ledge leading out there, is covered with water. So I don't know what the deal is here. She's got some water. She's got her cell phone. She seems fine and alert, but they're going to, the Swiftwater rescue team there will execute some type of maneuver to try to get her to safety. And when that happens, we'll come back.
Yeah.
You're watching the Fox 10 Weather Experts with Corey McCloskey on Fox 10 News.
Well, there's drama everywhere tonight for sure. 84 degrees down at Sky Harbor. Your high today, 106 degrees. That was warm enough to cook off these thunderstorms. Now tomorrow will be
10 News.
Okay, let's take you back out to that news alert tonight. We're on the scene of a water rescue in Scottsdale.
Yeah, this a woman, and I don't know if you can see her. There she is. Yeah, she's under the street light. If you're looking, the street light's actually forward field. Tighter shot there. She's in the skate park. We don't know how she got out there. Was she out on that concrete abutment and fell asleep, and then the floodwaters came rushing in? We don't know. Doesn't particularly look like she's part of the skating community, but who knows? She is stuck on that ramp, surrounded by floodwaters. This is at Wedge Skate Park at El Dorado Park at 77th Street and McDowell. She's got water. She's got her cell phone.
Yeah, she appears to be a bit upset, though. I mean, anyone would be scared in that situation.
Well, they are getting ready to effort a swift water rescue. They've got the team out there. We've seen them with their jackets on. They're ready to go. They're starting to get some line assembled, and they've got to figure out a way to get out to her. But you can see that water is really moving. There's not a great place for her to try to get off that ledge and walk across. It's just not a smart thing to do.
Yeah, that would not be good. But yeah, there's a whole trail system
There
in
they
this
go.
area. Yeah,
okay, they're going to walk out there, and he's feeling with that pole, is there any drop off? That's what he wants to know as he's walking out there wading in the water. It's really only ankle deep right there.
Yeah, it is.
So it doesn't appear to be too precarious. We'll see as they get out there a little further, but they'll make their way out there and try to secure her either on a line, a flotation device, but this is what they train for, and they'll pull her in. So, so far so good. I don't know if we're going to hang on this, are we?
Yeah, I think until we get her out here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is part of this whole area right here, part of the Greenbelt in Scottsdale. There's biking trails, there's parks all along here. This is a skate park where you're seeing all this floodwater. But I'm not sure how she got up there in the first place, but it's possible that she was just in the park at night and then it just came in so fast, and
yeah,
here we are.
I mean, but the water in the Greenbelt, Corey, given the rain totals up in that area, that would have started rushing about 4:30, something like that.
Sure.
Maybe about 4:30 or 5. So she's been out there a while if she's stuck in that. I mean, I guess the water's, because it takes a while for the water to start really rolling off the watershed, it may have been a while until it got that high.
And there are some steps not too far away from, well, there you see them.
Yeah,
they're coming down
on the other side.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how she might have gotten out there, but that little ledge with the railing looks precarious. I don't know that she would have gotten over there that way and walked across that like a tightrope. I don't know how she would have pulled that off.
Well, this area.
But he's doing it right now, actually. He kind of started to walk out that way.
Yeah, in between these railings, it's like a little bridge right there. So the steps lead down to the bridge and it goes across.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out kind of how to proceed and get to her in the safest way where they don't put themselves in any jeopardy.
Right, right.
In the old days, we would have dropped the helicopter in and pulled her out. And we did that here at Channel 10 years ago. We used to do this. Our pilots would pull people out.
Did they
really?
Yes,
yeah, we used to do it.
Wow.
It was later frowned upon for safety reasons
that does
and
not
liability reasons, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But also, sheriff's helicopter used to do it. DPS would do it from time to time, and they still do it if they're really in a jam.
Oh, she seems to be walking away from where they are. I don't know if they're communicating with her. Maybe they're, speaking to her, trying to figure out a better way, but we'll stay on this.
That could be. I wonder if they finally yelled to her, hey, here's our number, call us, or what's your number?
Yeah.
Hard to hear, though, with all that water moving.
Oh, look, they're walking out across the ledge. Okay, so maybe we're getting something here.
That is a Walinda act, if they're going to do that.
They're carrying a life vest to give her.
Yep. And again, she doesn't have a skateboard that we see. We don't know how she ended up out there or what she was doing in the park. We have no idea. But that's a pretty tight little railing there. Yeah. They might try to walk out to her. It's possible.
You got to think, you could grab onto that railing and shimmy across.
You could.
It's a possible way. We'll see. There's no rope. Typically, wouldn't they bring a rope over to her too?
If they can get close enough to throw it to her, they will.
Yeah.
Or roll it upstream and let it float to her downstream and let it get to her and then she can grab it. But This is interesting. Hard to tell how deep that water is there, but it's whirlpooling and swirling and moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, certainly not something that you'd want to risk walking into. So, yeah, it's hard to tell if they're communicating with her, speaking with her.
The good news is they've got a lot of light out there. Despite all of that water, you know, the lamps are working and they've got power over there.
Yeah.
So you could see her. You've got a perfectly good view
Yeah.
of where she is. And they're only probably, I don't know, 40, 50 feet away from her, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break here. The woman on the ledge in the park at the skate park at 77th Street in McDowell. We'll come back and see if they make any more progress right after this.
I'm gonna give you $1 million.
It's TV's most unforgettable music game show.
Boy, I'm so happy. I don't know this song.
Niecy Nash hosts
The greatest karaoke night ever.
Monday at 7 on Fox 10.
Border wall, but it's kind of an ingenious idea. Governor Ducey Stuck on a skate ramp in a skate park, trapped by floodwaters. This is at Wedge Skate Park at El Dorado Park near 77th Street and McDowell. You may have driven by this if you live on the east side, but she's been out there, we don't know how long, but we're trying to figure out how she could have gotten out there in the first place.
Right.
Unless she was there on that abutment when the floodwaters rolled in.
Right. This is part of the greenbelt in this area. It's a long trail. And it's possible that she was just walking along or hanging out in this area, and then the water came in and left her there stranded. But she doesn't, yeah, it's a skate park. She doesn't appear to have been skating or using the skate park in any way like that.
Yeah, no skateboard that we see. Maybe it washed away. She's a little older, doesn't seem to fit the skating demo, but we've left that to your own imagination. And she has acted a little bit erratically at times, just to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
You've got 3 fire personnel from Scottsdale Fire. This is the Swiftwater Rescue Team. They trained for this. They got over to that edge using that pole to kind of feel in front of them how deep is the water. It was only ankle deep on the right side. But now you're getting into the heavy stuff where there really isn't a great way to get to her and not put their crew in jeopardy or put her in jeopardy, because that water is moving.
Yeah, obviously they don't have a confident, concrete plan in place. Otherwise, they'd be making a move. But she seems to be fine. She's been sitting on this ledge for quite a while. She has a cell phone in her hand, and she's been making calls, or appears to be making calls. And of course, we don't have audio on this, so we don't know if the crew over there is communicating with her or asking her, if they're telling her to stay in that spot or move to a certain area. So
yeah, my guess is they're trying to keep her, just stay put and just wait it out until they figure out what they're going to do. The other option we discussed, and we used to do it here at Fox 10, was pulling people out with a chopper. That is always an option. You never know if that's in the bag of tricks or not, but they certainly use it on the mountains all the time.
Right, yeah. And maybe, maybe they're making a plan to do that. Of course, we're not sure. We just don't know yet.
All right, so that's the scene in the skate park, 77th Street in McDowell. The woman's still waiting out there. She's in no immediate danger, and we'll keep you up to date on this as these guys start to make a move.
Coming up next, we have the talkers, including, when people
And now at 10, it has been a wild day of weather all across the valley.
Yeah, and a lot of people got stuck in this. Maybe that happened to you this afternoon. We have team coverage on the powerful monsoon storm tonight.
And we will get to Corey in just a minute, who's tracking the storm and where it's headed right now. But we want to begin with Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett live in Scottsdale. And Stephanie, you're on the scene right now of a water rescue at a skate park, right?
That's exactly right, Mark and Ellen. We're here at Wedge Skate Park, which is off McDowell and Miller. And just to take a look here, this skate park now has just been transformed into a raging river. You can see over there on the distance that woman she's wearing a red shirt. She has a cell phone and also a water bottle with her. She's been sitting on that part of the park pavement, that kind of skate ledge there. She's been stranded there for quite some time right now. Now, fire department crews tell us they are trying to rescue her at any point right now. Crews working very hard. We're not sure, why they haven't rescued her yet, but they're probably waiting for this water to die down a little bit. We don't know how the rescue is going to go, but we know it should be happening soon here. We got the helicopter going above, but this is a perfect example of, once you see the rainwater come down, get out of the way, because it can turn into a situation like this in a matter of seconds, even minutes. Now, we've spoken to some residents around this area who are also watching this happen right now, hoping that she gets rescued quickly and safely. And they said, it has flooded like this before. This is a problem area, but nothing quite like this. One of the guys we spoke to said, last year when it flooded this bad, he actually got his kayak out and started kayaking down this portion of the water. As you can see, there are currents. It is choppy here. It is a very dangerous situation to be in right now. Fire crews do have the road blocked off here on McDowell so that traffic does not pass through this area while they try to rescue this woman off of the ledge. But we're not sure when she will be rescued at this point, but hopefully in the next few minutes or so. They're hoping to get her back to safety here shortly. Guys, I'll toss it back to you.
Stephanie.
So Scottsdale Road is still
sometime. If you were watching our 9 o'clock news and you saw John and Christina also covering this story as well, the water has receded just a little bit. And Mark, I think that's maybe what they're waiting for right now.
It looks like it could be now. This woman is acting somewhat erratically. We should point that out. She was at some point walking on this in this area in a spot where it looked pretty dangerous. She could have gone into the water, and the water on the other side of this concrete wall it has receded for sure. There is still a lot of water pooled up in the skate park portion of it, and of course that could be pretty deep. So I think that they're kind of waiting this out a little bit. It looks to me, Ellen, like this part that we're seeing closest to us, that kind of rushing river, that's part of the wash. And as soon as that recedes, at least I'll have a better idea of what they're maybe going to get through to get to that woman. They have large poles that they use to check the depth of the ground before they start going. But it is still moving pretty fast, and they probably don't want to take any unnecessary risks. It doesn't look like she's in imminent danger. Right,
definitely. She seems to be okay at this point. But honestly, though, Mark, this is something that kind of we've seen throughout the day is just a lot of water flowing in washes and green belts.
Sorry to interrupt, Ellen. This is the Firebird helicopter here. It's got a hoist on it. It's a joint helicopter with the Phoenix Police and Phoenix Fire Department. So this is the only helicopter in the state of Arizona, well, aside from DPS, that has this ability to pick someone up and hoist them into the helicopter. And it looks like that's probably what they're getting ready to do. They wouldn't normally bring this in for a rescue like this, but with the water still as high as it is, they probably want to get this thing wrapped up. It's been going on now for over an hour.
It has been, yeah. And you know, the cool thing about these helicopters is, I mean, just the way that they're able to maneuver and, you know, go up and down very quickly in very tight spaces. It is something fascinating to watch.
The one thing that what they'll probably do with this rescue is she doesn't need a basket because she's not injured. So what they'll probably do is lower a medic, firefighter down on that hoist as well, and make sure that they put a vest on her, a flotation device, and then take her back up. They may not even pull her all the way back up into the helicopter. It's so close to land, they may just literally hop over about 50 feet and put her onto safe ground. So that's something that we're keeping an eye on. I don't know if this is going to be taking a while. It's hard to tell with these things. They obviously got to make sure there's no obstacles in the way for that helicopter.
Yeah, that's the big issue, because you know, all throughout the day we've had power poles snapping. We've had major problems throughout the day with rain, with flooding, and you know, this is Corey even pointed out earlier tonight that, you know, once the sun goes down, it's very difficult to see these high water levels, whether you're driving, whether you're at a park. And it can be kind of frightening if you're, you know, not really prepared for it.
And this ground view gives us a great perspective on this. As you see, the helicopter looks to be lowering down now into getting into some sort of position, hovering to probably lower down the rescuer and bring that woman to safety. Again, this is the Phoenix Firebird helicopter. They are busy this time of year, that is for sure, when people get stranded in their vehicles and washes, and it's just too far from shore or land for them to get to that person safely. This is really the only way to do it. The woman, again, she does not seem bothered at this point. How she got out there, we don't know.
Yeah, and at times we've seen her on her cell phone. I don't know if she was FaceTiming someone or whatnot, but the rescuers too, there's about 3 or 4 of them off to the side. They were communicating with her. They've been communicating with her, talking to her. They actually did use the sticks, as you were saying, to kind of see how deep the water was, and obviously they decided, you know what, we can bring in the helicopter right now to get the job done and to get this woman, you know, back on shore, on dry land.
Stephanie Bennett is live on the scene of this rescue. I don't know if we can talk to Stephanie and she can maybe tell us what she's seeing there from the ground.
Hey Mark, can you hear me? Hey, Mark and Ellen, can you hear me okay? We are still out here. Yeah, as you can see, the helicopter is kind of hovering in that one position. We'll see if we can zoom out just a little bit to show you perspective. The helicopter does look like it is lowering slowly. I can't tell if it's, you know, thinking that's a good position or not. The lady on the ledge obviously still there. She seems safe at the moment there on the ledge where she is, pretty relaxed. Saying the circumstances she's in, she's doing pretty well, being very relaxed. The helicopter's still assessing the situation. They've got that spotlight on her, trying to, you know, locate her, figure out the best route to do this. Like you said, sometimes they use those sticks to see if how deep the water is. We're not sure yet how this rescue is going to go. We assume that they're going to be using the helicopter, probably lowering some sort of a rope or ladder of some sorts. But we're hoping it should be happening pretty soon here, since the helicopter is now in position. The floodwaters aren't receding away anytime soon. As you can see, they're still just rushing down. through this skate park. Still very dangerous to get to the woman by foot. We're not sure how deep these waters are right now, but somebody was telling us this part right here, kind of by where the first pole is, you can't really tell, but that's a bridge.
Oh, wow.
You can't even see it, but that might give you some indication of how deep this floodwaters are right now, as that used to be a bridge coming from the side and up. But yeah, right now all eyes are on this helicopter. It's drawing quite the crowd here along McDowell of just onlookers watching to see hopefully this woman get rescued here safely and soon.
All right, Stephanie Bennett live on scene as we continue to keep an eye on this rescue going on at 77th Street and McDowell in Scottsdale.
And we're going to be right back in a moment, and keep it right here because Corey again is tracking the storms. We have a lot of weather coverage still to get to. Keep it right here. We'll see you on the other side of the break with more on this breaking story and more on the monsoon storms.
We're in a commercial. I'm going to go ask them real quick because I think they're relative.
Martinez and Ellen McNamara.
Welcome back. Keeping an eye on that breaking news that is happening right now at 77th Street and McDowell at a skate park in Scottsdale, where a woman has been stranded really on this berm, on this piece of this concrete wall for quite some time now, and they are trying to rescue her with the helicopter is what we're seeing.
Yeah, so the woman is looking up at the helicopter, and it is slowly lowering to get a little bit closer to her, and then they are going to use that. They might, oh, okay, so we have a person who is coming down now, and they're going to rescue that woman, so we're going to keep it right here. And this has been kind of a slow process, but she hasn't been in immediate danger.
No, she doesn't look too bothered. Now, this is what we were saying would happen. They're lowering down with that flotation ring, which they'll secure around her and then secure her to that rescuer with they've got harnesses that they will use to secure her. And then, again, I don't think that they will take her all the way back up in the helicopter. They might, but what the problem, they might just kind of leapfrog over to dry land where we saw the rescuers. And as you know, she's in a safe spot, but as Stephanie was telling us, there is so much water, and it is deep.
And it's really
you couldn't
fast.
see that bridge,
really
right?
fast moving right now, too.
So even though she's safe, if she were to go into that water, it could be a much different situation. Stephanie, you're watching this as we are right now. About how close is that rescuer right now to that woman as far as rappelling down?
Yeah, well, let's see if we can just wide out just a little bit just so we can see the rescuer and the woman here. The helicopter is kind of creating waves of the water, so she is getting a little bit blown away and a little bit hit by the water, as you can see there. But I would say the rescuer, maybe 20 feet away from her, if my math is correct. But yeah, he's coming down there slowly but surely, almost there to the ledge. Coming in now, that woman's still sitting there, just waiting, kind of blocking her face a little bit from the wind. It's the wind is picking up from this helicopter where we are right now. So sorry if there's any mic interference, but yeah, the wind is picking up, kind of blowing the water towards her. But It looks like he is almost, oh, there he is. He's right there on the ground with her right now. You can see that the woman stands up. Now we've got that safety kind of harness around her, and he's making sure that it is secure on her before they start to pull her and lift her up out into safety. And, you know, probably a moment she's been waiting for a while now to get off of that ledge here, guys. But yeah, it's all happening right now. You can see, and there they go, guys.
You know, they make this look easy, but this is such a precision operation. The helicopter hovering above, lowering them down to that small spot on that concrete, that dry area. And they trained for this, but you never know what can happen. And that woman is holding on right now.
It almost looks like a Cirque du Soleil kind of, you know, apparatus. And but what they do, they are just so good at what they do.
Yeah, and they are moving. Stephanie, can you tell if they're going to move them over to, are there rescuers on the ground, fire engines over on the dry land area?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do right now. They're kind of trying to pull her over to the left side here, over to where it's a little bit drier. The water's kind of splashing at us right now in our face, so it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, they're going to try and bring her over to the left side. Oh, it looks like they're putting her down right now. We're going to try and run over here right now to grab that.
Yeah.
There are some rescuers on the ground that you can't see, but we're going to head over this way right now. But it looks like, I think that they are now on the ground.
Yeah, we've got SkyFOX images. Stephanie, we'll let you go over and try to get that woman while we continue to look at the images from SkyFOX. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for your coverage there. Again, we're seeing this now. The woman has successfully been rescued back on dry land. How she ended up there in the first place, we do not know, but we do know tonight that thankfully, to these great work by the rescuers, she is safe.
Yeah, definitely a wild night. So we're going to go to break in just a second, and then Corey McCloskey will be back in to talk about all of our weather coverage, how much rain you got in your neighborhood, how high those winds were, some power poles down in North Scottsdale. A lot to get to. Keep it right here.
Sounds good. Huh? I'll run and grab your tripod in a minute. Huh? We're in a commercial right now, but they might come back to us.
feeling that you were getting while you were watching them pluck her off that wall with all that rushing water around her?
Relief. Just relief.
What's your plans now?
Huh?
What's your plans now?
Go home and have a beer. That's it.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate your time.
We're fine. Enough now. Thank you. Thank everybody.
They're gonna come to us. Huh?
Closed captioning is brought to you by Living Spaces. Your life, your style, your...
And welcome back here to the news at 10 o'clock. We want to go live out to Stephanie Bennett with the latest on that skate park water rescue. Stephanie.
Yeah, Ellen, that rescue was quite something to say the least, but she is fine. We just spoke with her husband who met her with the rescuers and walked her all the way to the ambulance, and she was taken away by ambulance. But he says she is okay. She is thankfully okay. She was actually on that ledge. She had just gotten a brand new phone and wanted to test out the camera this evening. So that's why she was up there. She was, looking up, taking pictures, and then all of a sudden, within seconds, the floodwaters came, the rain started coming, and it just shows a matter of minutes this rain can turn into flash flooding, and that's exactly what had happened for this woman. She was taking pictures and then looked down, and then all of a sudden the floodwaters. But her husband is very thankful, he says, and is glad that she is okay. I think we're going to go to a break right now, guys.
We are the first family of country music, protecting the legacy no matter what happens.
This family's hanging on to a lot of secrets.
You are scared.